my name is Sean Ennis from Ennis Management, and today we get the pleasure of peeking into the minds of the person responsible for the music behind some of your favorite songs. So I'm going to welcome him on. Why don't you share your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself for the listeners.
Hey y'all, it's your boy Mr.Goodbars from North Carolina, Durham, Kakalaki, and I'm the owner of YHL Young Hustle League, and I make hip hop, but I'm also in the metal band, so I do multiple things.
Okay, excellent. So we're gonna touch on both of those things. So tell me a little bit about your musical background and how you got into producing.
Well, I first began, you know what I mean, like how every other young man from down south starts is in a church, you know, and I was playing drums, and slowly over time I started to realize I could really have fun with this and create things on a computer using these drum patterns and using the mindset that I have. I didn't know like how to play piano or guitar, and I had to learn that over time. And just being in school and being around people who rap and just having that around me, it made me mature and be able to understand music more, and started listening in chorus class and started to understand who I was as a musician. And I didn't know how to use a DAW, which is a digital audio workstation, like Pro Tools and everything yet, but I was already playing music. And then I had the influences of like Andre 3000, Big Boy, you know what I mean, the classics, the OGs of the real Southern music, you know, and low key I really love metal, so it just played a lot. It played a lot with my life, like to influence people with this type of new wave that I was trying to give out, like combining rock and roll and metal, like rock and roll and hip hop, and that's what a lot of people are trying to do nowadays. And it was like a trend that just set on fire. So I feel good to be a part of it, to be honest. And I'm blessed, and I'm glad to be on your show too, also, Sean.
Yeah, well, it's a pleasure for me to have you. So explain YHL to me.
YHL is a media company that my brother, Beneficial Bane Carter, we both created. He's the CEO. Young is You Only Unite Nation's greatest hustle, how you survive through life every day. League and a league on our own is YHL, Young Hustle League. And we created this for new up-and-coming artists, for us to be able to get it out there to the world so they can see it. So, like, because we have enough fan base and enough platforms that we can put it out there, and we're just trying to give it to the people. It's not a record label. A lot of people get it confused with that. It's an entertainment company. We do clothing. If you need shirts, we help you out with that. And just basically, so if an artist has a budget, we help them get to the means and get things done and get the paperwork together and stuff like that. We don't try to sign people or anything like that sort.
Wow, that's great. That's a tremendous service that you offer to artists. You know, now that we've moved into the digital age of music, and record labels are really already they're trying to sign artists that already have it all together. So that artist development piece has really gone away, and it sounds like that's really, you know, the void that your service aims to fill.
Yes, sir. Like, we just try to give them a good couple steps, you know, like take this step, copyright your name, and know what you are, know what your worth is, you know. And we try to give them I also create beats, so you know what I mean. I give them original beats, so you ain't downloading a YouTube beat. You know what I mean? You sell 100 copies on iTunes. They got to take that away from you now, you know. So like, I try to like give them the game a little bit so they understand who they are, and just tell them, do shows, get your name out there, shake hands. You can't just sit in your house and expect Facebook to get you likes and follows, you know what I mean? Like, or even Instagram, you know, you got to shake people's hands and go meet these people and stuff. And I try to tell the young boys that too all the time.
Absolutely, that's certainly great advice. Now, you play. Talk to me about your instruments that you play.
Well, currently I am a pianist for the metal band Sepsis. You can go check them out at sepsis.com. We're a female-fronted metal band. We have two guitarists, Cam Loud and my brother William Savant, and then we also have Melissa Wolf, who's our vocalist, and then we have for drums, we have Rob Pan, and we also have Chris Ramos for alternating, and our sound and technology guy who runs the lighting and smoke machines is Axel Bailey, and he signed like under a lighting contract with YHL, so like he comes out and sets everything up for us, put our microphones together. And we just a really melodic metal band that tries to give some hardcoreness of old school, like good American metal, but our urban flavor too, you know. So and Melissa's a great singer. She's worked her whole life for this. She always wanted a metal band, and I'm so glad that I could be a part of it. So like, yeah, I play piano. I can play a little bit of guitar also, and I try to use for my digital audio workstation, or like the things I use to work on, and like, you know, the basics like Fruity Loops and Pro Tools, and I build from there. I write songs freehand too, also, like just playing it and writing it in my head and on a piece of paper. But mainly a piano is like my weapon of choice.
And you know, the fact that you can play physical instruments and you don't create your work solely digital on the computer, how do you feel that makes you a better producer?
I think it has a little bit more organicness to it. We are humans, you know what I mean? We can't let technology control us at the end of the day. Like, everyone wants to believe in something and magic and all this other stuff. One thing we can believe in and know that technology will grow. No matter what, how old we get, technology will get better and better over time. And it's getting to the point where you can just press one button and have half an instrumental done. So you know what I'm saying? So, but like with me, I know when my flavor's there. I know when I add my salt, my pepper. You know, I know when I add my sazon. I know what it sounds like to me. So you can tell when it's a oh my god, it's Goodbars beat. You know what I mean? Different from a regular instrumental that you hear on YouTube or anything like that. And like, I love technology. I think we should use it as a tool and like be able to control the analogness of real time creating music live and to the digital world. You know what I mean? You can translate the two nowadays, because I've seen a lot of people doing it. And like, I think there's a lot of good things going on with the MPC coming back as an old school drum pad. You know what I mean? They came out with it's analog and MIDI. So like, as you record the MIDI, the wave sound comes in too. So I think that's beautiful. I think that's a really good thing. And Pro Tools saved the day for a lot of people. It saved the day for a lot of artists. So I love technology. I think it should be here.
And that'll lead me into my next question. So you mentioned DAW. Can you explain what the acronym means and what they are, and then talk about some of the ones that you use to create your music?
DAW, a DAW. DAW is a digital audio workstation. Now, we have a couple of DAWs out that's like, they come standard with your computer. I know like MacBook comes with like GarageBand and things like that. So yes, it is a great DAW. But if you wanna dive into something a little bit more professional, Pro Tools is a really good tool. Back in the day, Fruity Loops was looked down on as a toy, but now it's a strong competitor with Pro Tools. Also, Reasons is great. And basically, it's a virtual studio technology. That's all it is. You can create plugins and instruments and sounds, and take these plugins and make your voice sound better, give it the effects that you want. And they have schooling for it now. You know, I did 2 years in NESCOM in Maine. So once I did that, I started understanding more what like atmospheric sound like, and the stretching of a voice, and putting it together the right way. And the thing about a DAW that people gotta really understand is you control it. Don't let the DAW control you. You know what I mean? Digital audio works is great. My preferred choice is always FL Studio, but I like Pro Tools. Ableton Live is another one. Reasons is great for live instrumentals. What else they got out there? Oh, Cubase. I know a lot of Cubase users and a lot of Logic users. But yeah, man, it's all about preference. How you groove for the studio is up to you. I got a little fast groove, so I prefer FL Studio to Pro Tools.
And can you explain what it is that you like about FL Studio?
Simple, straight to the point. Like, I can play what I want. I don't have no restrictions. I don't have to follow a certain timeline or spectrum. You know, it's easy access for WAV files and MP3s. If you want to take a loop that you create from a MIDI file and turn it into a WAV file, really quick exports. Vocally, it's pretty good vocally, but I throw my vocals into Pro Tools, because I feel like Pro Tools has a little bit more of a different type of filter when you export. So I tend to go to my 808s and my bass sounds and Fruity Loops, and just make them nice and clean, send it to Pro Tools, and clean everything up from there, do my exports and my mastering all in Pro Tools, and just finalize it there. But Fruity Loops is just great groove tool. It's a groove tool. I love grooving with it.
Let me ask you, what makes you want to work with a particular artist?
The confidence level, knowing their music. If they create music, I got an artist right here right now with me. He just came in here and surprised the hell out of me. He's combining R&B and trap together right now. So we're gonna try to get his Elias. That's what we can call you. That's his name. Isaiah. That's his new name. I said I call him Elias. He's getting mad at me. Isaiah. That's his name. And he combined like yo. I'm gonna be real with you, Sean. It sounds like SNA with Babyface. And like when I say that, he sings like Babyface, but he combined soulful R&B, sultry harmonies with crazy 808 drums, and it's awesome, man. And just I like that. I like the fact that he created a sound that no one's ever heard before.
I feel like a lot of producers sort of miss opportunities in terms of using the internet and using social media to really promote themselves. I think a lot of producers kind of fall into a trap of, posting on social media, hey, I got beats, 3 for $50, or posting a link to a site where you can purchase their beats. And I feel like producers, as producers, you have this great tool to market, which is your music. You make songs, and hopefully you're working with a lot of different artists, so you have songs that you could put out there and promote and use that to really build up your name and create the demand for your product. Can you talk about some of the ways that you market yourself as a producer?
My favorite is word of mouth. Having a relationship with an artist is going to make you go a long way. A good relationship, not just he comes in, he pays you $50, you give him a beat, and that's it. Like, sit down with him, write with him, you know what I mean? Speak to him, see what his mindset is about, see what's going on. Just word of mouth in itself and having a relationship with someone is good. The social media thing, it's algorithms, man. It's mathematical things. You know what I mean? Like, tell your friends, family, like it, send a message. So I think some of these producers are scared because they don't want to be judged. Instead of just making good music, they're scared. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to drop this beat. I don't know if someone's gonna like it. Keep making music, then. Just keep going until you find something or a pattern where every time you make something, you touch the keys or you touch the mouse, it's gonna always be a hit. And I think Facebook is, like you said, it's a trap. Like, it's like, oh, I dropped this, but like I don't know what else to do with it. Like, no, you gotta keep going. You gotta drop something that, like, while that's posting on Facebook, you should be making like 5 other beats, getting ready for next week's upload. You know what I mean? On your BeatStars account or your Track Trainer account. It's a lot of great monetization programs out here too for these producers to get ads on their beats on YouTube, and they should take advantage of that also. And I'm using it. What I do is I just get straight to the point. I have a BeatStars account if you want to access that, and I have a Facebook where you can purchase beats right off my Facebook, nice and easy. Also on Instagram, it all links to one. Don't have 5 accounts, you know what I mean, that go to like different ones. You know what I mean? Just have one directory. I use BeatStars and Facebook. You know what I mean? You can buy from there, and then off my website also. Well, the BeatStars give you the website. So like, if you want, just direct them to one. Stop being scared of posting beats. Finish them. Just keep working. Finish the beats. And I think kids are nervous nowadays. You know what I mean? So much competition. It's game saturated right now. But you got to know how to break through the sponge. You got to break that sponge. So that's why I try to tell somebody. I got like young artists, like young producers that come here and they ask me like, yo, what I got to do? Like, keep going, man. Just keep going. Send a like. Send a video. Like, yo, I want to keep sending messages. Keep sending messages. Like, why you have a Facebook for it? It's not for personal. You don't want to tell nobody about your relationship with your girl. So share your music. You know what I mean? Give them the music. Hand them in the face with it. You got to pump them with it.
Man, that's really well said. That's some terrific advice. Now, do you prefer to be in the studio with an artist rather than sending beats through email?
I do both. If someone sends something through me through an email, right? Let's say like you got some Pro Tools tracks always, dubs, ad-libs, main vocals. I ask you like, how do you want it? Do you want it a little sing-songy? Do you want a nice reverb? I try to get a main gist of how you want your main vocals, your dubs, and ad-libs. And I try to stay in communication with the guy over the phone if it's sent through. I don't try to like disconnect with the artist, because some guys would just miss it the way the producer miss it the way they want. Like, oh, I think it sounds good like this. Like, no, don't take that man's artistry away. He wants it a certain way. If he wants his voice deep at this one point and then switches, make sure he gets that. And I think people just they chasing a fast dollar, man. Instead of I want the long nickel, you know. I want that nickel that comes in every 30 seconds, man. Instead of that quarter that's gonna come in a minute, you know. So I'd rather get that nickel every 5 seconds because I know for a fact it's there. So
now,
working relationships is the key.
Absolutely. Now, what's a common mistake that you hear producers making?
Not making your name a business and downloading the wrong royalty-free type stuff. I hear a lot of producers with the same loops. I've heard, like, I went on YouTube one time, I looked up like NBA YoungBoy type beats, and it was just like 5 beats with the same loop, and I was like, are you serious right now? Like, I can't believe all these, and it's just different drums. You know, like, I think that's a bad look. You know what I mean? Play it different or something. Like, if you know it's like it's a different jump, a different loop that you use. You know, like, try to do something to it. Try to make it sound different. I literally listened to 5 beats and all of them had the same piano MIDI file in the beginning of it, and I was just like, that's crazy. It made me just want to like scratch all my piano stuff and just make some guitar or something. But like it's just knowing when to like attack with your beats the right way, and knowing what's we gotta be hip. We gotta be hip with what's going on in today's world, and especially with the music industry. It changes every day. Something new, something old comes back that's like hip that now to everybody. It's just producers have got to be on pulling as much information and knowledge as possible, really, about the music industry.
Absolutely. Now talk to me about the new music you're working on.
Oh man, shoot, we got my boy Destroyer. We got him coming out. He's dropping an album with his father, LFLS. It's a new album. And I think it's a nice remix because a lot of rappers put this stigmatism on rap about like people. It's not family orientated, so these guys are bringing that family feel, that family vibe. Like, don't mess with my family, we here together. You know what I mean? Like, standing strong. And my brother Beneficial Bane Carter's dropping an album this year. We're not even like no promotion for it yet, so we ain't really put it out. I'm dropping a beat tape, I think in 2 months. It's called The Wizard's Finesse. We already have everything uploaded. Everything's just getting ready to drop, so we're just trying to get the dates right. And right now, sepsis.com, if anybody's listening, please speak that, you know what I mean? Sepsis.com, you can go and check the album out. You can download it on iTunes, Spotify. Sepsis is SEPSISS.com, 2 S's, just like the blood disease, but 1 more S. And I think right now, the new artist I'm working with, man, I wanna really dig and see what's up with his mindset and how he wants to work. He's right here beside me right now. So I'm digging his new vibe. I like the way he's bringing the oldie feel to it. And Say to God from Mass, one of my favorite artists I deal with. He just dropped a new track with Chilla Jones, and Chilla Jones became the KOTD King of the Dot. It's a battle league. He became the champion, and so we got that coming out right now. I think it's out right now. We just dropped that. We got a video coming up with too real soon. Nice boom bap jump, you know, like some real hip hop, some bars from people. So like it's just music every day, man. I don't stop. Good bars don't stop. I gotta keep going. They call me the Wizard, so gotta come for it sometimes.
That's right. Gotta keep working. Now, can you share your social media links?
Yes, of course. Everything on Instagram is The Real Good Bars with an S, and on Facebook is Mr.Goodbars, MrGoodbarz, and no S, just a Z at the end. And then on YouTube is Mr. Goodbars Beats. If you ever want to find YHL Young Hustle League, just type it in right on Facebook, Young Hustle League or YHL, it'll pop right up. Everything's on Google also. And if you need to get in contact with me and you still can't find me, but you want to see some different music of me, go to sepsis.com, SEPSISS.com. Thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate you, bro.
Is there anything else you'd like to promote or share?
Zeta God, yo, go check out ZetaGod.com. Check him out, and go to my beat store, Mr.Goodbars, GoodbarsBeats.com. Check me out.
All right, I'd like to give a big thank you to my guests for joining me here today on Mixed and Mastered. As always, write your comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe this video.